Well, hey, welcome to Movie Community College. I am the professor, and take a look, man. I've been messing around with some lighting. Let's see how this thing works out for us. Pay no attention back there to me rocking Madden. Yeah, old man can rock some Madden. Pay no attention to that. Um, this is for the second episode of the gangs of Wasseypur. Um, I found it on Netflix, and you guys have asked me like a ton. You should go check out that movie. Go check out that movie. So I was just flipping around, looking at what could I watch, and there it was. It popped up, and I opened it up on Netflix, and it said 8 episodes, and I thought, what? Wait a minute! I thought this was a two-part movie, and so I did a little research in what Netflix has done because the Americans can't hang with their Indian brothers. Is they made this into kind of like a mini series. So you watch an episode at a time. So I watched episode 2, and man, it's some hardcore stuff. I mean, especially for Bollywood. You know, I don't want to say this. Like, let me organize my thoughts because I'm like, a flight of ideas right now. The grittiness of it very much has kind of a Scarface feel to it. The rise of a warlord, the rise of a gangsta, an OG, if you will. We see Sardar Khan, who is the son, right? He was the son of the dude who got killed, right? And he's out for revenge. We saw him now step in kind of in the role as a alternative, as the opposition. And I tell you what, there were a couple scenes that just I was surprised from, or surprised at, I should probably say is a better way of saying it. One is where he steals the gas station. He kind of knocks the gas station over, kills a couple of the main heavies guys, and gives free gas out, and kind of lets it be known that it was him who did it. And word gets back to the overlord, to the kingpin. And he's having a conversation with one of his manservants and says, "Hey, you remember this thing when this thing happened? Yeah, you remember that? Oh yeah, I remember that. I had a dream last night. It was a terrible dream. The ghost of of my enemies, the Muscle Man's son, showed up and terrified me. It's just a dream, just a dream." He said, "You do me a favor. Can you go? Where'd you bury him at?" "Oh, sir, just right out there. I buried him right. Can you go dig up his remains for me?" "Oh no, I really didn't kill the little kid because I'm not gutless. I mean, I guess I am gutless or heartless or however you want to say it." So he realizes this is the son that he wanted killed, so he wouldn't have this moment. And the son is the son of his muscle man, Khan. He's on a tear, man. He wants to take his empire apart bit by bit. And then you see kind of a meeting arranged. And his secretary is really upset by it, and not secretary as far as like a female secretary who sits there. It's like labor secretary, somebody, a government official who's under the thumb of this kingpin, and they decide to have a meeting, and they're going to get this meeting together, and they're going to try to smooth this over and have a truce. And man, they just bee slap that dude. These gangsters are just like, what? Khan and his boys are like, what? Get out! What? Bam, just smacking people, dude. And it was like, oh. And he says, so what's the punishment for smacking, a government official? And they lock him up in prison, and then you see him in prison life. And one of the things I'm sure that's going to be odd for an American to see this is American prisons. They provide you with 3 meals a day, food, clothing, shelter. Rest of the world's not like that, man. I hear all kinds of reports of people in foreign prisons where you want to eat, your family better come bring you a meal, and we see that happen. We see the escape, the bust out of prison, where they're making bombs, and the little midget dancing. That was awesome to see a midget doing his little dance there, and it was just... I thought when they were doing the dancing scene where all the guys are just hanging out in the prison and they're trying to have some fun and blow off steam, and I really liked how they timed the music as it was building up towards the crescendo that Khan and his boys are planning on getting out. And the music just was a perfect pace for them as they're getting ready to blow a hole in the prison wall and make an escape. and we see them get out, and we see this whole thing, and the guards are chasing after him and whatnot. And he's on the run, man. Then he's on the run, and he goes and he finds shelter, and he meets up with that Bangladeshian chick. So I don't know if she's retarded or if she's, special needs or what, but she doesn't talk, and she's always having these little seizures, and he starts putting moves on her, right? And I was just surprised to see how it was portrayed, and it was done in a tasteful way. It wasn't over the top, but it is not what my experience is of Indian film. This thing is very dark and gritty, and I think this is very much like in the vein of the Godfather movies, or Scarface. And I was thoroughly impressed with episode 2, and it kind of left up on that. We saw episode 2 kind of finished up with the police showing up to Khan's crib, and he's trying to bug the wife, like they're all like, "Hey, is your husband here? He's escaped. We went." And she's like, "I'm gonna chop you. What's wrong with you people?" I mean, she's like the perfect gangster's wife, like in American films. If you see Goodfellas, Ray Liotta's wife was just like that, just crazy because of the lifestyle, just crazy of what her husband put her through, and you can just see this starting to reflect in the frustration, and just so much good tension in the film. The tension of the corrupt mob and the new guy who's coming up, the confrontations. Khan's not backing down at all. He's coming for the guy, and I'd be curious to see how this thing plays out. I've been enjoying this a lot. I know some of you guys said watch this in 2 parts. I probably have to do episodes, quite honestly. Warrior Queen's got a whole laundry list of honeydew for me. So I have to take breaks in between stuff and, do stuff around the house. We're putting some new floors in and things like that. So I got some labor ahead for me. I got to bust it out. Anyways, I digress. But outstanding film. If you are a pale face like me, you're some white dude who stumbles onto this channel and you're like, what? Go watch this. It's on Netflix, right? It's really good. It's really good. And I know, like, some of my friends, when I tell them about the Indian films, especially with the subtitles, they're a little freaked out by it. Because, it's like, God forbid something's not catered to the white dude, that you have to, like, look down and read and look. I mean, you get used to it. And it's not that. At first it seems uncomfortable, but afterwards you get used to it. And you can able to look and glance. I mean, come on, man. Put people on the freaking moon. You can figure out how to read subtitles. So don't let that scare you away. Outstanding episode 2. And somebody made a comment here about, this could be the first movie with an A+. This thing is trending that way. This is trending to be, I think, an epic classic. I mean, not just an A+. We've had a couple of those, but I think this may be a classic, like, where this thing, what I've seen in 2 episodes, and this thing could turn out and bomb, but the first 2 episodes is putting the bar up high, where anything like this is now going to be measured against it, is kind of my thought. So thank you so much for checking this video out. Thank you so much for I am having a rough day here on the mic, aren't I? Thank you so much for suggesting this film for me, and I would ask that you subscribe to our channel. That way you can stay up to date on all our latest videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.